Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day, whatever time it is in your part of the galaxy. Hope you're making it a great one. Got some GAC to play today. See if we can beat our opponent. I mean, I guess that's the definition of playing GAC, right? See if we can beat our opponent. Talk a little bit about some of my experiences with the new raid. We got the second run up and going on the raid, and I had a lot more time to play around with it this time around. Discovered some useful things that I think I can share with y'all, and got a much better score than last time. So let's go take a look at my skyrocket in raid contribution. Pretty interesting. So if we look at personal rewards, my prior attempt, I was just short of that 4.8. I was trying so hard to get to that 4.8 and I couldn't get there. This time around, I cleared 6.9. 6.921 so far. So I jumped from less than 4.8 to 7 million. And I think I've still got a couple battles I could even play at the base difficulty. Let's see, do I still have any characters? No, I don't have any battles left. I've used up all my battles, so 8 battles in, almost 50% more score. A few interesting little tips and tricks. 6.66 subs. Nice. That sounds like a good number. All right, we got playlist over here. Beskar Bandito, Storm Pooper, Vitor says hello. Jar Jar's in the house. Plan Karma says hello. Playlist says, Mr. Loquitur, do you deem Proving Grounds worthy of refreshing if you're a light spender? Doesn't want to buy the Conquest Plus pass every month. Aiming at refreshing Malgus. Yeah, for a character that you want. So, here's what I would say. If you are planning on building Leviathan and you need Malgus, and that's like actively the vector that you're on to get Leviathan, then yes, I would refresh Proving Ground. If you don't specifically, if you're not working on Leviathan, then you can just wait for Malgus until later. I mean, maybe you want that team for GAC, but the difference between getting him in 6 months or getting him in 12 months is a lot. You know, like let's say you refresh it once a month for 6 months, you would have him. It's a choice you can make, but honestly, unless he was part of the journey I was on for Leviathan, I would just slow roll it. I mean, if you got Ray and you want Ben Solo, for example. So there's a lot of reasons why you would want a specific Conquest character. And then you can refresh Proving Ground once. It's actually better in terms of total value. You can buy them out of the shops, I think, for, what is it? Is it $4.75 for 5 shards or something like that? Let me think about this, because I think at the end of the day that refresh it's good value. It's fine. Okay, go to Conquest Shop. Okay, it would be 600 for 5. So if you made 5 purchases out of the shop of whatever you wanted, it would be 2,400, and it's 2,200, I believe, to refresh Proving Grounds. So it's a better value than buying them out of the store, for example. But yeah, I would only do that if it was, at least for me, I would do it if it was part of a journey. That's how I would play it. Hey, Deal, good luck. I'll be switching between you and Michigan in the Ohio State game. Nice. Vitor says, I'm frustrated with GAC. My opponent has played for more than 2 years. Yeah, GAC is. I'm telling you guys, if you want to play the game for a game mode, and GAC is your game mode and your reason for playing, you're in bad shape. GAC to me, on a satisfaction scale of 1 to 10, GAC is about a 6 right now. I mean, it's a fun game mode to play, but a lot of times you just get matched up against a completely ridiculous matchup. Even when you get matched up against fair matchups, you always work your way to a point where you're losing half your matches, right? Because you don't stop rising until you lose 50% of everything you play. So by definition, you're going to lose half of what you play in GAC, roughly. So that's, I mean, it's not great. It doesn't make you feel good about your roster. So play the game because you love Star Wars and you love collecting characters and you like playing all the rest of the stuff. And then, have as much fun with GAC as you can. At least that's what happened to me. This happened like over a year ago. And, man, I was done. I was like, come on. This is ridiculous. The new GAC system is just going straight downhill to garbage. So I had to kind of go back and rethink and figure, why is it that I want to play this game? If it's not GAC, what is it? And I was able to find a reason to keep playing because I like all of the other stuff too. So the moral of the story was I just stopped building or pretending I was building the account for GAC. All right, we got to get some fleet battles in here because we got our fleet arena payout coming up. So let's have some fun in here. Do we have a Leviathans to fight? No, we still got an Executor to fight here. Let's use Profundity against this. So for anybody who's not up to speed with my fleets, for Fleet Arena, I got my Executor 7 stars. I made a version of the 3 attacker squad that can beat Leviathans. The problem is, in order to make it work like I want it to work, I had to slow down Piet and the Executor capital ship. And once you do that, in any mirror match like this, you're actually playing second. You're always, the enemy capital ship always gets to go first once you've intentionally slowed down your own capital ship. So, just for reasons of convenience, it's, although I say that, but what I probably should be doing, what would be better, is if I actually just practice this matchup with my Executor to make sure that I could win it when I have to play it. But I do still like the Profundity too. It's pretty fun to play, pretty straightforward, pretty reliable win. And then we can practice the Leviathan stuff with the Executor. The Leviathan battles are interesting. I have a pretty high win rate so far. And sometimes it just feels super easy. Like I go in there and I click buttons and the Leviathan just goes, like all the ships die and it just goes down. And then there's other times where some little subtle thing happens with the RNG and I feel like I end up struggling through the whole time. But it's pretty reliable. Pretty reliable. All right. We're almost ready to put this in auto. I think we are. I think we've got we only got 94% alt. We should be good now. All right, we'll put the target back here. Stick it on auto and we'll let this thing run it out. Glad to hear you feel better. I am feeling a little better. Still fighting it though, man. Yiftak Dagan. Yiftak. That's an interesting name. Good evening. Lightsaber deployed. What's your opinion on Leviathan 2? Should it be chased ASAP in the mid-game? Fleet domination and secured position will always be relevant, right? Yes and no. So, excuse me. My current philosophy on that whole thing is you need a fleet from each tier. So what I've done is I waited too long on Executor when it first came out, and that was a bad choice. And then I got the Executor, and then I said, well, I'm not going to get left behind on Profundity, and I chased the Profundity, and I got that right away. And I don't know. It didn't feel very rewarding having both fleets, because both fleets were competent in Fleet Arena. Both of them could get roughly the same placement, but having both of them didn't help me in Fleet Arena, and it didn't help as much as I thought in GAC either, I don't feel like. So the choice then becomes, here's what I believe. I believe that Leviathan will be matched by another light side fleet at the same power level. If you look through the history of fleets, they had Negotiator and Malevolence, same kind of power level, light and dark side. Executor and Profundity, same kind of power level, light and dark side. Leviathan and whatever comes next, that's the idea, light and dark side. So I'm not going for Leviathan. My intention is to have a fleet that can beat Leviathans, which the Executor fleet looks like that fleet now for me. Just have a fleet that I can reliably get my fleet placement with, and then just wait for the next fleet to come out. So whatever comes after this, that's the one I'll chase after. I'll make sure that I get the next light side fleet at the Executor level, or at the Leviathan level. So that's my thoughts. So do you need Leviathan? Well, eventually, you will need a ship at that power level. So, that's my thoughts. I agree, but the newer things also have one thing in common. They're always steeper to get. Well, I mean, Leviathan's no joke to get, right? It's 2 conquest things that you have to have, which still to this day makes me mad. I really don't think they should gate something like this behind multiple or any conquest characters, because they're just not accessible to everybody. And it makes it feel like only the people who've been playing long enough to have that stuff are allowed to have it. So, I mean, I can get it on the Loquitur account. I just chose not to for my own reasons. But yeah, it's kind of... Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. So, Jabba the Hutt seemed like he had some pretty tough requirements as a GL. And Leia, on the other hand, seems pretty easy, right? Like, anybody who's been playing the game and doing Jabba or anything already had a pretty good route into... I clicked Ray. Into Leia. So I don't know. It's interesting in that even though there's an escalation in the journeys, like you said, if you took a look at Leia's journey versus Lord Vader, I think you'd find Leia to be easier GL than Lord Vader to build in terms of relic levels and the characters and all that. And these characters are all easy. It's all easy stuff. I'm way behind in my Leia development. I really had planned to be much further along in this journey, but with those light speed bundles, we really got distracted by all that stuff. That's been like 5 relics that I've done for that, so I would be almost on Leia by now if I hadn't detoured for all the light speed stuff. But okay, I mean, This is easy. These are easy characters. I mean, you got to farm the new stuff, of course. But other than just making sure you farm up the new stuff and having the stars to do it. And they gave us events. So, I mean, the events provided me with a ton of shards. They really put the whole Leia journey on a different level of accessible for me, just with those extra shards during the events. Yeah, playlist says, and not to say it won't be locked behind conquest characters again. Yeah, I mean, it could be. It could be. Yiftak says, I have a nice idea to improve GAC. At the attack phase, don't show the board and the score until both players finish playing. Oh, so like when you're actually in Grand Arena, the actual play board is blank, and then you just reveal your score at the end. So if I look at my opponent's score is 1781. He got a full clear. With a 1781, it means he dropped a battle somewhere, right? Or he got really low banners. Because for a full clear with good banners, we're looking at 1820 to 1850, depending on how good of banners we can get. That's like just what's in my mind as a landmark. So I could just look at the score, and I can already see, like, I have to full clear him. And I have to full clear him with good efficiency. If I drop a battle, that's going to be rough. Well, okay, what does that get me? What I mean, in the grand scheme of things, what does that provide me? I'm going to play the GAC pretty much the way I was going to play it anyway. I don't know. I'm not sure that blanking it would add anything. At the level that I'm at, the amount of times that any of that matters is relatively low. I mean, we dropped this battle on Wednesday against this JMK, and once we did that, we were pretty much lost for the GAC. So it doesn't matter what's revealed or not. No, I mean, the thing that I believe that they need to do, there needs to be some way that you can play against people either within a similar account age or, you need... What would make GAC fun to me is if somehow your account building gave you an advantage. So if I played up against... Let's just say somehow there was empirically a way to do this. There's not, but let's say there is. Let's say the game could track how much money I've spent in the game and how much time I've spent in the game. And there's some kind of formula, and it matches me up against people at the same time scale and spending scale somehow. I feel like I would win like 90% of those matches or more. I feel like my account building, my ability to make characters, relic things, progress the account is better than most people. But that would be fun for like 3% of the population because most people in the game, don't really enjoy that aspect of it. So I don't know. I mean, once you accept that you're going to lose half of your GAC matchups, once you accept that you keep moving up until you start to lose, and your rating is the place where you go 50-50. Once you accept that, then your fun in GAC or how you approach it, I think, at least for me, fundamentally changes. And then you go, okay, yeah, I had a hard matchup, whatever. I'm going to win 50% anyway, so we'll get the next one. That's kind of how I see it. The playing waiting. So I think if you're in Kyber 1, if you're all the way up at the top, even still, Does waiting for your opponent play give you that much of an advantage anymore? There was a time when it did, but I don't feel like that's that big of a deal anymore. I feel like you play when you play, and at least for most accounts, you're going to score what you're going to score regardless of what the other person's doing. At the highest level where people have everything, there's certain teams that counter certain things in a good way and get decent banners, and you're always going to play that team against that team. You're not going to change that out based on what the other person played. My opinion. I mean, I don't see it. Swgoh Gamer says, good morning. I just want to intervene and say thank you for your honesty in the way that you do this activity. For the entertainment, for those of us who like the game. Hey, cool, thanks. Kyber says, I know everyone hates mismatches, but when my 9 million beats 13 million, yeah, it felt good. And they did play. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Giant slaying is a fun thing. Zabor says, my focus in GAC is always the puzzle of a full clear. Then if I win or lose, I don't feel bad. That's a good way to go about it. Going first or going second has advantages. If you have a stronger roster and the skill, you go first and are clean. It's a lot of pressure. And if you go second, you're able to calculate the banners. Kyber says it doesn't matter when you play. Calvin Awesome and Zareth attack early and always win a lot. Well, there's also the fact that those guys are like geniuses too. Really good at the game. All right, let me go play another fleet battle for placement, and then we'll get into this GAC. All right, let's see. Who have we got? We've got a big old fleet up here. Now, number 3 is Darth Brooks is number 3. Okay. We want to fight Leviathans. We'll practice that matchup. So even though there's an executor for us to beat up there, we're still gonna practice this. Let's see. Let's put this in just so that when we're on defense overnight, we get chances and stuff. All right. So my tactic in this is just to beat up the tank. I just beat up the tank and then go after the Sith fighter and then finish it out from there. So I've been playing it anyhow. Breached. Attacked. Get some double taps here. Alright. My ship is taking over already. Look at that. Instantly. Just took it over. Alright, and here we're going to take some double taps off the IG. Here we're going to take some double taps off the IG. Alright, we killed the tank once. We got to kill it again now. And it's dead. Alright. And then we just get after the Sith fighter. The stun is pretty annoying. Alright, we're going to target... I was going to say we're going to target the Malgus' ship, but looks like we can't do that. We'll throw in the seismic charge. Get some retaliation attacks here, hopefully, off of our Slave 1. Works out pretty nice. We'll go here for some double taps again. And then we'll go here for some double taps again. Alright. Oh no, oh no, oh no, they're doing it. They're doing more stuff to my ship. We're going to heal up this IG unit over here. I'll go for some double taps. You guys have probably heard a theme by now. Ships that hit twice are good. So that's how a lot of these battles have gone against Leviathan. It's just kind of really straightforward. Click the buttons and win the battle. Once you have the timing set on your fleet. So pretty satisfied with that. feel like I'll be able to maintain my fleet position. Unless something changes, we'll have fleet placement until the next fleet comes out. What relics are your executor pilots? We can take a look at that for the sake of education. So this IG is Relic 7. Now, there was a Datacron, I don't know, 8 months ago for IG that made me want to take him to Relic 7 and play with that Datacron for a bit. Actually put him into a Grievous team and put it on defense in GAC, and it was pretty it was pretty good. It either got holds or stole a lot of banners for me. So I had already put him up to Relic 7. The Razor Crest, Relic 5. I held back on his Relic level trying to slow him down, but at the end of the day, for character purposes, we ended up just putting him at Relic 5. For the Fennec Shand team that I used to counter Lord Vader. So he's at Relic 5. I do have the Hound's Tooth at Relic 7 as well. And again, the decision to put Bosk at Relic 7 has to do with the Lord Vader counter team. There's certain versions of the Vader team where having a little more beef on Bosk is the difference between him living and dying in that first couple rounds. So I invested a couple extra relic levels in him. I don't think this helps the fleet at all. Well, I mean, it doesn't because, I mean, we didn't have Houndstooth on the field the whole time. Boba Fett's Relic 8 because he was a requirement for a journey, and then Relic 5 on Cad Bane. And then, of course, my capital ship is just a Relic 8 Piet. And what I did, I put 6 dot mods on the IG. I put 5 dot mods on Piet. And that's it. That's all I did. Wait, what happened? Oh, that's his speed, not the capital ship. So the capital ship got slowed down to 189. The IG 2000 got sped up to 190. And as long as it goes ahead of the capital ship, you can use that special ability on the IG 2000. This breach that it puts out here. Physical damage, stun, target lock, and then of course from the skills in the Executor, it gives breach. So put the breach on, and that way when you do the mass assist from the Executor, it's already breached. It triggers the double taps from IG 2000 and then gives you a higher chance of getting the double tap from Xanadu Blood. So I think, doesn't it? Anyway, that's the gimmick. That's the dealio. Rushing Executor was the best thing I did. 5 million GP and all the bundles bought, and I got 7-star Executor all the way since I was 3.5. Makes a huge difference. Yep. That's why my starting guides start out with either the Executor or the Profundity. And for 2024, it'll be the same thing. The guides will be the same thing going into the first big capital ship. DL, how useful is it to rush for the 7-star Executor when I have the 5-star? I currently have my fleet arena of execs at various levels. So when I had a 5-star Executor, I could comfortably beat any other Executor. I did have to time my ships so that my Razor Crest was slower than my Xanadu Blood. So you want Xanadu Blood to go first and be able to... So you want your Xanadu Blood to be slower than the opponent's Xanadu blood if possible. So what you want their fleet to mass assist and all their guys to go and don't lose a ship. Then you want your Xanadu blood to go, target their Xanadu blood, call an assist from Razor Crest, get the breach, get that mark put on so that you can just kill the Xanadu blood. With your capital ship first turn, you heal. At least that's how I did it. And with that timing on a 5-star Executor, I comfortably could play my fleet arenas against any other Executors. I'd say the win rate was about, I don't know, not 100%, but let's say 80%, something like that. Drop a battle sometimes, but otherwise works pretty well. When I got to a 6-star Executor, I could never get the timing back. The timing on the capital ship was in the wrong spot. It got awkward. I couldn't retime the rest of my ships around it. And once I got a 6-star Executor, I never played it again. I played the Profundity the whole time that I had a 6-star Executor. And then 7-star Executor, of course, now your capital ship gets sped up and it's going at the right speed and everything's back to being, let's say, a high win rate again. So what I would recommend, if you've got a 5-star Executor, keep it at 5 stars until you're ready to take it all the way to 7. If you want to beat Leviathans, you need to be 7 stars. So the only reason to rush your Executor to 7 stars is if you have Leviathans to beat. Otherwise, you can keep it at 5. You can win what you got to win. Just don't put it at 6. I hated the 6-star Executor. The timing just never worked right for me. All right, we're fighting Darth Hobbs. Galactic Power 7.4. Actually fighting somebody. I said the other day that I haven't fought somebody with less galactic power in forever. It finally happened. Finally happened. We finally matched up against somebody with less galactic power than us. So we got to try real hard for a win today. All right, Galactic War Battles won 15,000. So he's been playing for almost 4 years. Okay. Inventory-wise, we see the Profundity there. He's also got a 5-star Executor, 6-star Profundity, and then a bunch of other capital ships that are Radis, Finalizer, Negotiator, Malevolence, Chimera, all the stuff. No Leviathan though. Galactic Legend-wise, he's got C, SLKR, Kenobi, and Miss Rey. Also got Skywalker. Malgus is here. Starkiller's here. What else? Savage is Relic 5 for GAC. Alright. Not a whole lot of other surprises here. Looks like he bought both the bundles. Is that true? He bought both the bundles and he has both of the GLs already? Oh, but Rey has no alt yet. Okay. Alright. Interesting. Take a look at mods real quick. 352 on his Radis. That's pretty fast Radis. Cat. 335. If we get down here to Piet, and we're at 319. That's still decent. So he's got enough speed that I got to pay attention to his defenses. Some Datacrons, not a ton of Datacrons. That's interesting that he developed that many Datacrons for the prior set and only one Datacron for the current set. And this looks like a really good player, right? Like he's got low GAP and he's high up in GAC. He's got good teams. He's got good fleet. He's got good mods. And then some reason he just doesn't farm the Datacrons, I guess. Or maybe he was away. Let's make up some fantastical scenario. So he had the opportunity to go on a corporate retreat to Hawaii for 4 weeks. And there's just absolutely no reason at all for him to play Conquest. There you go. Solve the problem. All right, let's take a look at what he left on defense. We got Rey. We've got the Sith Triumvirate here with Savage. The inclusion of the Sidious here is interesting. It puts healing immunity onto people, which is super annoying. It's a bad character, but the healing immunity is super annoying. We got a Mace Windu team here with Qui-Gon. Got Malgus. Alright, so pretty good defenses so far. We got a bunch of GLs, so we got stuff to beat all that stuff. Okay. And then he threw off on his defenses for the bottom. Huh. Huh. Okay, my recommendation to y'all, if you're going to put any good defenses down, putting them here in the bottom front strategically makes more sense to me. Because basically you know that there's ships back here, right? We don't have to wonder what's on this back wall. We know that it's going to be fleet. Because it's fleet. That's the zone. What's back here we don't know. So putting some of your toughest teams here in front, then your opponent doesn't know if there's more tough teams behind it. So typically you want to clear this bottom front and see what they've got on the back and then make decisions about your defenses. If you kind of give this zone away like this, we should be able to take this zone with a bunch of like mediocre characters and teams and see the back wall pretty much for free. It's just my opinion. You want to make them pay to see the back wall. Okay, what's the thing that we could use here on Geos that would give us the most banners for the least effort? I feel like maybe Empire here is good. Maybe we just go for the control of the Geos. And we play this, Mara Jade thing. 3 relics on the Geos. The Brute Alpha's not relicked, so the Brute is going to be weak. Do I need Vader for anything else? We could maybe use Vader somewhere else for a high banner win. But if we put Vader in this team, then it's just a walkover, right? We just go in and smash things and be done with it. Let's take a look at speeds. 236 on Spy. Just make sure there's no surprises. And then maybe we actually just want to kick Thrawn out. You know what? I've done this before, where I start trying to absolutely optimize the banners, and I outthink myself, and I screw myself out of a win. So what we're going to do, we're going to go for good banners, but we're going to do it in a way where we're not going to drop a battle. We're not willing to drop a battle. So let's get in here with this. And just smash these Geos. This is an okay team. I mean, I don't feel like we're wasting a whole bunch of the best resources we've got in the account. Traya Nest. If he's got Inquisitors or something on the back wall, we don't want to find ourselves without our Traya. Traya's worth saving for the back wall. Okay, so let's hit a couple of these characters just to reduce the pool here. Okay. Toggle. Let's do Force Crush here. Get this guy out. Hit the Brute Alpha. Pass it over here. Sneeze. And then try to recover banners here. I guess I could have waited to do the pass with Thrawn. Try to optimize banners. Vader got banners back. 76. Still good. Oh, man. That sneeze makes me want to sneeze again. Ooh-wee. All right, so we've got a Revan team here with a robot in it. I guess so it's Old Republic. That makes it all Old Republic, is that right? No mods. No mods. No mods. All right, let's think about a Mon Mothma team here. So again, it's not a great team, but it's a team that I'm not necessarily using somewhere else. And we can put in like Biggs Wedge, Cara Dune, and then we can throw in Kyle Katarn wherever he's at. And we should be able to keep it simple, right? Just get in here, take down Bindo. This team has a lot of survivability, so it shouldn't be possible for them to get away from us. All right, get an extra character here because I hear that's good. All right, get rid of the stuns and the taunts and all that stuff. All right, now we'll just kill Bindo. He has been saved by the Savior. Put a pawn on his head. Nope, resisted. That buff, for whatever reason, the little debuff thing that comes out of it, always looks to me like a chess pawn. So whenever I do it, I say put a pawn on his head. That's what I mean. It's that, whatever that buff or debuff is. All right, remove turn meter. All right, nice. I don't think we'll get all the protection back on Kyle, but all right, 65 banners. All right, here we go. We got Karth O Nasty. What do we want to do here? Killing stuff fast would be good. We don't want to let these guys get a lot of turns. He doesn't have a Lord Vader. We could do bounty hunters in here. We could also do Geos. Do Geos beat this? They won't be able to keep up a taunt. We can kill Canderous. He's the only threat against Geos. Can we just Geo this up? Saber toss first, always. Isn't the saber toss a heal? So with Kyle, don't you want to save the Cyber Toss like right at the end and heal up and get all your banners back. Kylo solo. I don't have the Zeta on my Kylo. So let's take a look at this. This guy with no Zeta. Let me refresh myself on what the Zeta does and whether or not I need that. Let's see. I remember the Zeta making a big difference on doing solos with this guy. So let's go take a look. Recover protection equal to the damage dealt. Oh, so it's a protection recovery. That's it? That's all we get? Makes a pretty big difference, recovering that protection. If we can get extra health, health steal. Yeah, here's some extra health and health steal. I'll just solo it. Zeta is needed for. Yeah, this goes much better with the Zeta. If we had the Zeta on him, I'd be a lot more confident. But again, we don't need to absolutely optimize the banners. What we need is to get good banners while not dropping a battle. So the not dropping of the battle is more important than the getting of the maximum banners. Okay. So there we go, 2 down. We're actually going to go over here to IG next and try to get him down. Let's try to get an ability block onto Karth. He resisted that. Okay. Let's try again for an ability block on Karth. Try again for an ability block on Karth. Try again for an... Oh, never mind. He's dead. As long as they're hitting the brute, we don't care. All right, 65 banners. And then Ewoks. Yeah. What do you want to do for Ewoks? Just nest it? Enfys Nest should be able to kill Ewoks. I don't think there's anything on here that can present tenacity down. Do they have tenacity down on anything? I do not recall them having a tenacity down. I feel like Nest just eats Ewoks. Maybe Nisa has one. Defense up. Well, here, let's do this. Let's do... I don't know if any of you guys have done this before, but if you go to Swgoh GG and you can look up tenacity down characters, and you can see all the characters that have tenacity down somewhere in their kit. So in this case, I can just do that and then look through for Ewoks. And I do not see an Ewok anywhere in the set. So in theory, there's no tenacity down skills within the Ewoks. Dooku the Ewoks? Nest is a better version of Dooku, so we're gonna nest the Ewoks. We'll just put this Datacron on because we can. Let's go. And with this, we get to see the back wall, right? Is this the last team that we have here? Let's daze everybody. Target the Elder. He can't keep taunt because Nest is just ridiculous. Nest has a basic ability that removes all defensive buffs. It doesn't remove all buffs. It removes all defensive buffs. It's kind of weird. It's unique in the game. I don't think there's a whole lot of stuff that separates out between defensive buffs and everything else. Her basic also can't be dodged. So it's pretty fantastic. They can have all the foresight they want, and she just comes in with the basic and just like digs a hole in their face. All right, good so far. No battles dropped. Onto the back wall. Let's see what he put back here. Is it a big back wall for the surprise effect? Ooh, we got Zori Bliss back here. Now with Zori, I feel like Imperial Troopers just crush this, right? Like we don't like counterattacks. We don't want to get counterattacked into the dirt. But with Troopers, we go fast, we go first, we can drain their turn meter. Zori will be in stealth, but I mean anybody we target in mass assist shouldn't get a counterattack because they should just be well dead. No Fin Zeta, so you should be all good. DL, I think you missed my question. How does Executor do versus 7-star Leviathan with Dorito and not the Sith Assassin in the starting lineup? So the guy at the top of my fleet arena plays that configuration, and I've beaten it, no problem. So my 7-star Executor time to beat Leviathans also beats that. Again, remember, my gimmick is to go for the tank first, so when he reinforces and the Sith fighter comes in as a reinforcement, he still can't protect it. I'm not going for the Sith fighter first, so there's not like some gimmick where I'm killing that. So the TIE Dorito in the starting lineup is, in my opinion, worse. It has a chance to be better, like if I don't kill the tank and he can reinforce in behind the tank and I still don't have the tank dead, then the Sith fighter being a reinforcement is dangerous. But I haven't had any problems. Yeah, the top guy in my fleet arena has that configuration and I beat it. So that's my answer. Hey DL, what are your thoughts on the Zori Omicron needed or close to luxury at this point? Again, GAC is not the reason to build your account. So if you bought light speed bundles, you have 2 Galactic Legends potentially out of that with SLKR and Rey. You're going to put Zetas on them before you put Zetas on Zori. So there's a lot of other things that are good everywhere in the game. Zori's a luxury. I mean, it's a fun thing for GAC if you build that squad and that character and all that, but it's nowhere near something that you would prioritize. Again, because GAC is not, in my opinion, something that you prioritize these days for your building strategies. If you have a choice to kit out Zori Bliss or kit out Embo to put in your team for territory wars, you'd build Embo. I mean, that to me is how low down GAC is these days, right? I'd rather do a territory war Omicron and help my guild. What are the speeds on your fleet in the turn order? I actually just went through that. So my Xanadu Blood, or my IG 2000 goes first at 190, then 189 for my Executor, And then the rest from there. Just normal stuff. No effort spent on timing the other ships. They're just Relic 5 characters. It works out fine. I think if somebody has over-relicked their Sith fighter to a certain level, there might be something you have to pay attention to. Not entirely sure. Okay, so my Piet is actually slower now, but it looks like he's still okay. So we're going to go ahead and reduce armor on Finn. And do this. Oh my god, Stark is faster than my Piet. I got to fix that so bad. Alright, let's drop the bomb, get the first kill. This is good. We'll just do an area effect. And, you know, do that. Okay. Drop a bomb. That'll get rid of that stupid damage immunity. Then we do Punchy McPuncherton. And we finish it out. 65 banners. Gouda. Alright, I got a Newt Gunray team back here and a Phoenix team, both of which should be no problem to beat. So now we're going to go up front and we're going to try to make a strategy for these battles. We've got Rey with Jedi Knight Luke. Rey with Luke, all this stuff, no alt. Okay. That's one thing. I've got the Malgus. That's a thing. Do I have 4 GLs right now? On offense? I have 4 GLs on offense. Alright. So we can just take Galactic Legends against all this stuff. What's the best banners? Probably if we go JMK versus Rey. There's no cat in that team, right? So, I mean, JMK should finish out pretty well against Rey. Should be able to maintain our banners. We could do Sith Eternal down here against the Malgus team. That should be good banners. And then we can even do like SLKR versus Treya. And we could do like JMK versus, or Jedi Master Luke versus the Qui-Gon team. Just because we can, you know. Alright, Galactic Republic banner maximizing team. Here we go. And then let's put in an offensive Datacron. Kill him faster. Defense really doesn't, I mean, well, she doesn't have the alt. Yeah, she doesn't even have the alt. So, alright, in we go. If I had Rey without the alt, I'm pretty sure I'd put her on offense. Something you could beat there. Control the matchup, it'd be better. No alt Rey will whirlwind spam you. Don't take it for granted. That's fair. That is fair. Okay. Let's link up over here. Try to get some health back. And then put Rey into damage immunity. Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. I muted the mic to sneeze, and then apparently when I unmuted it, it didn't properly unmute. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Oh, I'll just leave it on and I'll sneeze. I'll just keep sneezing on you guys. How is Drogon and Lobot with the Akbar Omicron? Don't know. I put the Akbar Omicron onto my on the Optio project. I put the Omicron on Akbar, and I hated it. I was very disappointed with that. It did nothing for me. All right, let's get him out of here. Killing Treya doesn't really help me. All right. Stuff. Oh, man. Stealing my banners. Let's pass this over. Get some stabbies. All right. That was awful. 60 banners. Yuck. All right, let's take some Jedi in here. Should we underman it? I think maybe we four-man this. Yeah, we're not going to use these Jedi for anything else, though, right? So we may as well use them up. Put old Ben in here. Actually, we don't want old Ben. Anything but old Ben, I think. We'll take Ayla. Put in a Datacron. We have them. Let's use them. Crit chance, avoidance. Maybe we could have some speed up. Do we still have one with speed up? Dispel debuffs. Accuracy. That's awful. Okay, let's just look for protection then. 18% protection. We'll take that. I'm still getting chats that say we can't hear you. Is that not fixed? Can somebody confirm that it's fixed? Because, I mean, everything on my end shows that we're back off of mute. Maybe that person's just behind. You're fine, says DL. Okay, playlist. All right, let's get in here. And with this, the Omicron on Qui-Gon is completely disabled in the presence of a galactic legend. So this is should be a guaranteed win. Get rid of the foresights with Yoda. And then we'll spread some buffs. Because we can. And then we'll just start throwing damage. Let's kill Anakin, because that's fun. Alright. Boof. And we'll just keep sending it over here. Yoda, I got bad news for you, buddy. You ain't gonna solo 65 banners. What do we got for fleet? I imagine he's got that Executor on defense. Yeah, there's the Executor. And also the Profundity. Interesting. He's got Executor, Profundity, and Negotiator all on defense. How are we going to negotiate this, I wonder? Well, we can, you know, mirror match the Profundity, mirror match the Executor. And then Yeah, it's going to be tough. He's got a no-tank version of the... yeah, he doesn't have a tank in the starting lineup for this. So we're going to use the First Order, and maybe with the First Order we can get through that. But yeah, with 3 big fleets like that on defense, we actually got our work cut out for us on fleet. Interesting stuff. Okay. Let's see. We've got gas. We've got Wampa. We've got all kinds of stuff. Django's going to be immune. So we'll have to deal with Django getting turns. Unless we could stun him. So, 2 schools of thought here. The other thing we could do is go for insta-kill. We could do the Fennec Shand team here and just go for an insta-kill and try to kill him before he ever gets a turn. We could do gas and just guarantee a win. I mean, Django's not going to do anything. I'm just trying to figure out how to optimize the banners. You know what? I don't think banner optimization is even a thing, right? We're either going to beat the fleets or we're not. And the whole GAC comes down to whether or not we can beat that set of fleets. All right. So let's get in here and womp this, because that's probably the most banners that we can get. Bunch of stats, crit damage, health, defense, sure, equip that. Battle. Django might get immunity to damage. Django will have damage immunity. So if his leader is separatist, blah, 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 so he's going to start out the combat with 2 turns of damage immunity. So that's guaranteed. I don't know. We've got CLS still. We've got gas. Let's just run the CLS team. Nope, we can't do that. We can't do CLS. We have to do anything but CLS. Because if we get into if he's got damage immunity and we get into a routine where we're removing his turn meter, we can actually time out that whole combat. So instead what we're going to do is the Fennec Shand team. And then we've always got the insta-kill if there's some kind of shenanigans that we don't know or didn't properly plan for. We can just make disappear. All right, over here, the weakest, we'll go ahead and take some attacks on that. Work our way toward the contract. Fine, we'll kill Dooku. We'll kill Dookie Man. Shank. Let's kick him. Kick him into the next universe. Okay, let's do that. Well, let's try starting getting some banners back here. It's interesting. Bo-Katan's area effect is actually pretty interesting for this team. All right, let's get Newt out of here. I'll get Bo-Katan out of here. We'll make him disappear. 63 banners is okay. Alrighty, now ships. Ships it is, guys. Let's do fleet. We'll do this. Do the mirror match. And we will take in this fleet. And we will drop an Imperial TIE bomber upon them. Because the Imperial TIE bomber is good, I hear. All right. Yeah, let's just go in. Start doing damage. Stay on the tank. Just get the tank killed right now is my plan. Take some assists over here. Just work our way toward our ult. He's doing the same. All right, let's see if we can get the buff to stick for more than a second. Come on, get him. Get him, boys. All right, there we go. That's good. They can bring in the first reinforcement. It's fine by me. We'll bring in our first reinforcement. Put fire on everybody. And then we'll just take it easy on the first turn. Next time we get a turn with our bomber, we will just put the fire back onto everybody again. With that fire on, rebels can't get assists. Like, all kinds of bad things happen to rebels. Okay, this is unexpected. A random extinction bomber for no reason. All right, let's reapply the fire. Get rid of all the buffs. That way we can target Han Solo. Okay. Bring this in. And clear off that daze. Keep recovering. I don't quite understand that. What does that extinction bomber do? I mean, just low on ships to bring in, I guess. 69 banners. All right. And then here we will bring in our own executor. What to do here? I think we'll just do the standard lineup, not the 3 attacker lineup. And then let's bring in that ship. Okay. I think that's good. DL for Chimera to work, does Relic 5 7-star Defender do enough? Or does TIE Interceptor actually need to be geared? Or is it fine just to reinforce and make... I don't think the Interceptor itself is a critical part of that. I think you're okay. Let's see. What do I want to do here? We'll just drop the bomb and get rid of like some of the initial stacks here. We'll get a breach onto him. And that way we should be able to let's see. We don't want to put taunt on, right? Let's do this. And that way we should be able to get a mark. Okay. Double tap for the kill. And then I think here, what do we want to do? Race toward the ult or stop them from getting there. I think we'll just pull in the showstopper and like get the chaff going. Try it that way. Okay, here comes the Slave 1. Pull in some attacks over here. No double tap. That's unfortunate. We'll do this. And let's heal up our Razor Crest. Put the chaff back on. Get the taunt back on. Just keep working on this guy. Okay, he gets healed up. Double tap. Hey, we finally got a double tap. Yay. 2 away on the ult. This will give us a seismic charge right away, which is convenient. And then we just zap his capital ship next time we get a turn. And it's all over. All right. Pew! That's still good animation. I love that animation. All right, let's do this. And just put it on auto then, because not much else to do. Oh yeah, 3 moves. Like 3 moves later. Okay. And then we've got this. And that's going to be ugly. Because we really don't have another really good fleet. And our finalizer is not 7 stars. We do still have Plo, though. So we can add a Plo to this. Do we want Echelon in here? Do we want Echelon? Yeah, we'll keep the Echelon in. I think it might actually be better with this to not do the Echelon, but we'll do that. I hope that we can soak the big mass assist from the capital ship. That's what we gotta do. All right, let's put the missile onto Anakin. See if we can stun him. Nope. Okay. We're just going to pass the turn right over here. And we're going to stun Ahsoka. Okay. Put it back on Anakin. Put him in stealth. And that way they have to do the mass assist on the tank. Okay, big hit. Not big enough. Tank down. Daze is up, so can't pass a turn. We'll bring in Plo. Give ourselves turn meter. Oh my god. Ahsoka's so ridiculous. Okay, now it's just a matter of trying to get some things killed here. Let's get Ahsoka out of here. Okay, get back on Anakin now. We just need a turn. We just need a turn. No taunt, no taunt, no taunt. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. All right, let's try to give him another turn. Big hit. Heal up. Call and assist. Finish him off. Pass a turn. Can't get this Anakin out of here, man. This guy's hiding back in the corner behind too many taunts. And they still haven't called in their own tank yet, so I mean, it's possible that the BTLB is going to come rolling in here any minute now. Okay, there's that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there was an attack there where I could have got Anakin. Oof. All right, let's try again. I think the Radis is about all we got left, guys. I think the Radis is about it. Continue. All right, what else do we have that we can throw in here? I don't know. We've got that. We can try a little jank here. All right, let's get in. The shuttle does have a dispel. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if I could have dispelled 5s, that would have been better. That would have been better. Didn't think of it. Well, let's just get Plo out of here if we can. Okay, gain protection up, recover, gain turn meter. And this is deflector shield and 31% turn meter. Let's do this first. Okay, we popped Anakin. Look at that. That was a big hit. Let's do damage. Let's do damage. Oh man, unending loyalty. You gotta be kidding me right now. We're gonna bring this in. Try to get 2 reinforcements back to back real fast. Okay, now we got this thing coming in. The tank's down. Anakin's on his last legs here. 5 still has unending loyalty. Not much we can do about that. Pop him into stealth. Kill Anakin. Come on, come on, come on, come on. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. All right, kill him. Kill them both. Or kill neither one of them. All right. Healing immunity, so that didn't work. Yeah, we got the win, though. All right, let's see how we did on banners. We probably lost by like 2 banners here. Okay, 18-14. Okay. Whew. Sweaty win. You put your Chimera on defense? Yes, I did. My Chimera is kind of weak. I mean, I don't have the Defender Relic, so we put it in. I'm keeping that Imperial TIE Bomber on offense for that profundity counter, just like I showed you. So, without that tank in the starting lineup and without this Extinction Bomber even being finished, it's my version of the Chimera is kind of weak. I don't have the shuttle done, the Imperial shuttle. So, it's just kind of a mix and match of stuff. It's not a good Empire fleet. And again, I mean, I could make it a good Empire fleet, but there's so much other stuff to work on in the game. Like, I want Leia. I'm focused on that. So I'm not going to start relicking, characters for fleet over getting Leia as a GL, for sure. So, all right, you guys ready to talk about raid stuff? You want me to present you with my conclusions on raid? So here's what I figured out on raid. And I don't think it's me figuring it out. I don't think it's any secret, right? So I'm not claiming that I know something other people don't know. But what we were able to do that worked quite well, there's a chart that shows all of the different abilities that all the different characters get, right? So the first thing is you want to have access to that chart. You want to know what all the abilities are on all the characters. And then when you go in there to select a team, what you're going to do is you're going to pick from characters in the following way. So let's say that one of the first things we want is an Imperial Trooper. So we're going to put in Moff Gideon. If we look up Moff Gideon's skills, he has get alongside and evasive maneuvering. Okay? Then we're going to want to add a rebel to this. And let's say we're trying to maximize our contribution at Gear 12. So we're going to put in a Gear 12 Akbar. And if we look up Akbar's skills, let's see, he's got evasive maneuvering and hasty repairs. Okay, so we've got 2 evasions, we've got a rebel, we've got a Moff Gideon. So now we can take any third character and throw them in here for support. And do like a Paplu. And Paplu has get alongside and hasty repairs. Okay, so when you get in there, basically what's going to happen, every time you have the evade skill up, more or less, you want to use the evade. Stacking evasion makes the Imperial Troopers hit harder. So they do extra damage based on the total stacks of evade. Okay. So you evade with him, you evade with Akbar, you start stacking up your evasive maneuvers, stacking up your evasion. And when there's 2 speeders on the field, you're generally going to want to do a basic and get rid of one of the speeders. And when there's only 1 speeder, you want to feed all of the evasion that you can. And then the third character, there are so many times where you end up with like 6 damage left, and that third character comes in and gets the kill, and you don't have to waste another good skill from one of your other characters on it. It can also be that you put this character in the 3rd slot. They tend to attack the weakest character. So in this setup, they will attack Paplu, which leaves more evasion stacks on your other characters. So quite possibly the most important role for this third character is just to die. And putting more troopers in the squad or putting more rebels in the squad or whatever doesn't really work as well as simply having a trooper to do damage, something to pump evasion, and then something to basically die. If we wanted to create another squad, and you say, okay, all I've got's Gear 12 characters. Like I don't even have any good like characters to put with that. So okay, let's take Iden as a trooper, and let's take a second trooper. Now, if we're going to take a second trooper with Iden, we've got to pick something that has evasion, right? So let's look. Does ranged trooper have evasion? Ranged trooper, evasive maneuvering. Done. And now we need to put a rebel in there. Okay? Got to have a rebel of some kind. And again, the rebel's probably just the person that's going to die. But that's fine. We don't care. So we already used Akbar on another team. So let's see. Well, let's say, for instance, we wanted to use Biggs. Let's pop Biggs in there. Let's see. What's Biggs got? Oh, Biggs not in the raid, huh? Just Wedge? Okay. I think maybe he's not in the raid. So let's see. What does Wedge have for skills? Nothing. All right. So he's just going to die. But again, it's the same strategy. So you stack evasion, you let Wedge die, you use Iden to do all the big damage, and you optimize your score that way. Now, you do have to click when you're playing this way. You can't just put it on manual, auto, and let the game run it. So in my runs, again, and the difference between doing it last time and trying to mix and match things the best I could on auto runs, I got 4.8 million, and this time I got 6.9 million. So doing it in manual with the teams in this way was worth 50% more contribution for me. So it's really a big deal. And basically what you get by doing it on manual is you skip the steps that aren't either a basic or an evade, right? So when the rebel attacks, they actually help heal the rest of your group. So having a rebel in there is really important to keep you guys alive. So in this group, ranged troopers pumping up the evades, Wedge is, helping keep people alive and taking the damage, or maybe not taking the damage. If it's random. You can't always assign who takes the damage. So I played around with it a little bit, and finding a weak character that doesn't help with the combo and making that the weakest character in the team was a way for me to include those characters in the runs, but kind of throw them away. Some people would say, well, okay, just do whatever you want. Your rebel and your evade is just always C-3PO. And there is a gimmick right now where as long as he's still alive at the end of combat, he survives and he goes into the next combat. They'll change that. I'm convinced they'll change that, or they'll change the interaction somehow. But if you got a C-3PO, you can run him in pretty much every team. I ran him in a couple teams, but then I quit doing that just because I wanted to see how it would look if I did it like, let's say, normally, what it's going to look like after they change that. So that's you should watch Gerbil's series on the raid. There's good details on the mechanics, team comp strategies, and breakdown. He even made an interactive spreadsheet on his Discord to download for choosing team comps and then seeing the skills. Okay. Well, if he's got a good resource for it, then that's fantastic. But, from my point of view, what I'm trying to do is just give you guys a basic strategy to use. Put in a trooper, put in a rebel, make sure you've got some evasion, stack your evasion stacks, use your Empire characters to get the big damage and get the kills, and do it in manual, and you'll improve your score by quite a lot. So I don't have all the details, and maybe the stuff that he's put together is better. So shout out to Gerbil, but yeah, that's the gimmick. Now there is in the raid, if you do If you have high crit damage and crit chance, you have a chance at cooling down your skills. And if you get one of those cooldown hits early on with the evasion gimmick, it's helpful. So physical critical chance gives you a higher chance to reduce an ally's cooldown at the start of a turn. And then critical damage, when your cooldowns are reduced, you gain turn meter. So however much turn meter this is. So I played around with this with the higher level characters, with my Relic 8s, with trying to get crit chance, crit damage, maximize, optimize, all that stuff. And none of it helped. And in fact, I put together a team of Chewbacca. I did take my Chewbacca to Relic 8 to see how that worked out. And I paired him up together with Commander Luke. And I tried a whole bunch of different things. And then just on a lark, I put it in auto basic. And just said, skip it, just basic the whole time. And I got the best score by far. I got 50% more score. I got a 1.8 million. Maybe it was a 1.5, 1.8, something like that. With auto basic. So you got to play around with it. It's not intuitive, just like doing it one way gets you the best score. Or at least as far as I've seen. You got to play around with it. But to my experience, changing the physical critical and critical damage, it helped, but not by enough that I'm willing to go change all my mods out to do it. So my conclusion is basically for your Relic 8 teams, if you want to absolutely optimize something with your Relic 8 stuff, it's worth changing out your mods and paying attention to all that. So have a mod set that has simultaneously crit chance, crit damage, and as much speed as you can get. And if you have two sets like that you can just put on your Relic 8 guys as you take them through, that'll help a lot too. So simple stuff. Maybe it'll help you guys out. Maybe you got a raid that's up and running or will have soon. And maybe that'll help you get a better score. So I figured I'd put that out there if that helps anybody. Yeah, hope so. All right, guys, I'm going to hang it up there, take off for the day. Won our GAC, close fought match against somebody with lower galactic power, well fought on his part. So always nice to see people like that who are doing really well at without all the toys. So congrats to my opponent. Close fought match. Appreciate that. All right, please remember on your way out, hit that like button if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe to the channel so you know when videos come out. Notification bell will tell you when I'm online. And then, of course, join us on the Discord. We've got the link to the Discord in the description down below. You can click on that. Discord, for anybody who's not familiar with Discord, it's just a community forum you can come to. We've got all kinds of different people, new players asking questions, experienced players helping out. And it's a great place to just hang out, find out all kinds of good info, and have fun with the game. So hope to see you over there, especially for new and mid-game players. And, of course, my Discord is mostly about account building efficiency, like the right way to acquire materials, how to use your mods and use your resources in the best way possible, that kind of stuff. So hope to see you over there. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next Holocron.